Hi, I'm Derek, and this is part 2 of our Windows 10 Beginner's Guide. In part 2, I want to talk about minimizing and maximizing windows, along with resizing windows and snapping features of Windows 10. Also, we're going to take a look at WordPad, creating a file, saving the file, and then also printing that file. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So first, we're going to open up File Explorer. I'm just using File Explorer as an example of a window. Now, you can see in the top right here we have three options: minimize, maximize, and close. Now, the minimize button just minimizes the window into our taskbar. We can see here it went down to the bottom left here, and we got this light blue bar indicating that there is a file or a window open that is minimized to the taskbar. If I mouse over it, there's a little pop-up that will show up showing that what a preview of the window that is open, and if I mouse over it, we can get the full view of it. Now, if I mouse off of it, it disappears. To make it stick, we want to mouse over it, then click the pop-up, and this will unminimize it. Okay, now our maximize button does the opposite. If we click maximize, this will full screen it to the full size of our desktop. It will then transform the maximize button into restore down. If we click restore down, this will bring it back to its original size. And then we have our close button. Now the close button will just close our window. You can see here it's no longer open, indicated by there's no light blue bar, nor if I mouse over it, nothing pops up. So it is in fact closed. Okay. Now let's talk about resizing. Now obviously there in this window here I have a lot of white space, and maybe I don't want that there. So what you can do is resize the window. Now we do this by going to the edge of the window, and you'll see here my cursor turns into this little arrow indicated with a left and right. And if we go to the top, it's up and down. Left and right, down, up and down. Okay, so this allows us to control the size of the window. So if I go to the bottom here and I left click and drag up, it'll make it smaller. If I go down, it will make it bigger. I can let go of my left mouse button to keep it that size. I can also go to the right and I can drag left and right, but I cannot go up and down. Same with when I go down, when I was down here, I can go up and down, but I cannot go left and right. In order to control both at the same time, you can go into the corners. Now you see in the corners it shifts over from left and right or up and down into this diagonal. Diagonal allows you to drag the whole window from the corner. I can go up, I can go down, I can go left, right, or I can just do it from the corner. And that's how we resize the windows. Now another feature is to snap the windows. Now I'm going to show you real quick how to do this. I'm going to open up the calculator as well. Now if I go to the top bar here and I left click and I drag this all the way over to the left side here, you'll see this gray outline. This is indicating a snap is available. The snap will, as you can see, take up half my screen. So if I let go of my left mouse button, it will snap to half the size of the screen. Now what it's showing me on the right here is actually if I want this other window, which is the calculator, to take up the other half of the screen, or if I'd like it to stay the same size. If I'd like it to stay the same size, I just left click anywhere on the desktop here. If I would like it to take half the size, I left click on the window, and you'll see it snaps it to half my screen. Now to unsnap, we just need to left click and drag at the top bar here, and you'll see that it resizes back down to its original size. Now I'm going to show you real quick again. I'm going to snap it onto the left to take half the size, and if I left click this time in the desktop, you'll see what I mean. It keeps the window the same size. Okay, now with snapping we also get a couple other features. We can drag down and you'll see that in the top there, it's showing me the outline that a snap is available. And if I let go, it snaps. You can also do it from diagonally. You can see there again. And you can see that the snap gets smaller the smaller that I make the window. So this allows you to really customize how much you want it to snap these to make them fit your windows. And in case you wanted to have multiple windows that you're currently working on and multitasking on one screen. Okay, let's talk about WordPad. So I'm going to go into our search field down here and I'm going to type WordPad. Now I'm choosing to use WordPad over Microsoft Word because WordPad is actually the included word processing in Windows 10. Microsoft Word is not included. This might be on your computer if you used it, or if your computer came pre-installed with Microsoft Office, or maybe it has a trial, but it is a paid program. WordPad is free and it comes with Microsoft Windows 10. Okay, let's go ahead and open up WordPad. So the difference between WordPad and Microsoft Word is Microsoft Word is has a lot more features. Like, for example, if you want to insert graphs or charts, you can do all that, whereas this is just very basic. You can insert pictures and you can create paragraphs, but we don't have templates, we don't have more artistic features that we could do that you can do with Microsoft Word. Okay, let's go ahead and create our document here. So I'm just going to go ahead and create this document and call it test. Yeah, sorry about my writing, but all right, so we've created our document here, and if we wanted to save our document, you can always hit this little disk up in the top left. This will immediately pop open a window that says save as, and it's asking where you would like to save it. Now it's only asking this time when I click the file where to save it because this file does not yet exist. So I'm going to choose to save our test under, let's say under my documents here. And I'm going to call it test. Now you see here we have file name, and below that we have save as type, and it says rich text format. We also have open office, open document text, text document, and various other options. Text document MS-DOS, and then we have Unicode. Rich document text is just the default for WordPad. It's just the main difference is whether or not if I was going to give this someone with Microsoft Word is in a .doc file. This is just a different file format, but we can get into that much later. For now, you can just leave it as the default and hit save. Okay, now our file is saved. Now let's say we made a change. Okay, so I can go ahead and hit save, and I can file save here as well, or I can do save as. Now if I left click save as, this is again allowing us to give us opening up another window, allowing us to choose where we would like to save the document. This might be nice if maybe you're working on a document that you don't necessarily want it to just overwrite the document. Maybe you want to create two separate documents. So we'll save this one as test 2. So now we have two documents, and I'll show you real quick. Under my documents, you can see I have test and test 2. If I open up test, we can see that this is a test, and test 2 is this is a test, this is where the change is. So you can see that they are two different documents. So saving as allows us to just either save into another location or change the file extension or the type of document we are trying to save. For example, if I wanted to save it as a PDF or a .doc if I was working in Word. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hit our save, and we'll go ahead and exit. Now, let's say you come back to your computer and you're like, oh no, I don't remember where I saved that file. Well, no worries, because there's always this search field down here. The search field, as long as you know the name of the file, you can always type test, right? Or test. I wrote test because that's the name of my document, but if you know the name of the document, you can always type it in down here. So you can see I have test 2 and I have test as well. So we can go ahead and click on that and it will open up our document. The other option is if you open up File Explorer, this will always show you your recent files. So since these are the last 2 documents I was working on, they show up here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my test document here. Now, if I wanted to print this document, let's say I finished all the changes I wanted to do, I can always go to File, then Print. Now, you'll see here we have this window that pops up. This is just asking us which printer we would like to print to. Since there are multiple printers already included with Microsoft Windows, you may not have your home printer set up as a default printer, in which case you want to make sure you click on it. It might be whatever the brand name of the printer is, whether it's Samsung, HP, Epson, Canon, whatever, it will say Canon and then the model number. Or if you've installed the printer, you can rename it. And I will go into more depth on how to install a printer and set up a printer later, but for now, we'll just look at our list here. Okay, so I can choose the printer I would like. For example, if I wanted to print it to a PDF, meaning print this document and turn it into a PDF, I could just hit Microsoft Print to PDF and hit print. Now, again, I'm getting this window that's saying save print output as. Well, since the file type is different, that's why I'm getting this screen, because now it's a different kind of file. It's no longer a WordPad file, it is saving it as a PDF file. So if I go into my documents, you'll see that my test documents are not here. That is because it is looking for PDF documents. If I was able to show all file types, you would see them, but I don't. So I'll save this as a test and then save. You can see it did a quick little print. I get a little printer icon down here saying that there's 0 documents pending, so they should be all printed. Now I will go verify by going to File Explorer, going to my documents, or I can also see it here in the recent files. Here it is, and there is my PDF. Okay, well, once again, I hope this was not too much information, and it is a basic guide. If you have any comments or questions, you can go ahead and leave them below. I do still plan on getting more in depth and getting more videos out there. But thanks again for watching, and let me know if there's anything else that you would like to see.